My girlfriend said, I need a break to figure out what I really want. I said, take all the time you need. Then I found her lipstick on his collar. The rain-slick window pane blurred the neon glow of the city outside, but it couldn't dull the crimson smaze staring back at me from his collar. My hands trembled as I held the shirt, Ethan's shirt, casually tossed over the back of my couch like it belonged there. The lipstick wasn't mine. I don't wear that shade of red. Too bold, too loud. It was hers. My stomach churned, a cocktail of nausea and rage, as the truth clawed its way to the surface. Last night, when Maya said she needed a break, her voice soft and eyes averted, I thought it was about us. About me. I never imagined it was about him. Her words echoed in my skull. I just need space, Lucas, to figure out what I really want. I'd nodded like an idiot, swallowing the hurt, telling her to take all the time she needed. I thought it was a plea for clarity, not a prelude to betrayal. Now, standing in my own living room, the air thick with a scent of damp wool and betrayal, I felt like the floor had vanished beneath me. The shirt in my hands was a confession, a taunt. How long had this been going on? How blind had I been? The signs were there, weren't they? Subtle, like the flicker of a dying bulb. The way Maya's phone buzzed late at night, her fingers quick to silence it. The excuses, late shifts at the gallery, drinks with friends I'd never met. I'd chalked it up to her needing space, her artist soul craving freedom. I loved her for that wildness, that untamed spark. I told myself it was normal, that couples ebb and flow. But the truth? I was terrified of losing her, so I ignored the cracks. I rationalized the distance in her eyes, the way her laughter felt rehearsed. I was a fool, painting over the red flag with hope. I dropped the shirt and sank onto the couch, the leather creaking under my weight. My mind raced, replaying every moment, searching for the lie. Was it the night she came home smelling of cedar and smoke, claiming she'd been at a bonfire? Or the weekend she needed to clear her head at her sister's cabin, only to return with no stories, no pictures, just a vague smile? My chest tightened, each memory a shard of glass. I wanted to scream, to confront her, but doubt gnawed at me. What if I was wrong? What if the lipstick was a mistake, a friend's, a sister's? I clung to that fragile thread of denial, even as it unraveled. The apartment door clicked open, and my heart lurched. Maya stepped inside, her coat dripping, her dark hair clinging to her face like wet ink. Lucas. Her voice was soft, cautious, like she sensed a storm brewing. She froze when she saw the shirt in my lap, her eyes widening for a fraction of a second before she masked it with a smile. You're doing laundry? That's new. Whose lipstick is this? My voice was low, steady, but it carried the weight of everything I'd been suppressing. I held up the shirt, the crimson stain glaring under the lamplight. She blinked, her lips parting, but no words came. The silence was deafening, louder than the rain hammering the windows. It's not what you think, she finally said, her voice trembling, a crack in her usual composure. It's probably mine. I must have. You don't wear red. I stood, my hand shaking, the shirt crumpling in my fist. This is Ethan's, isn't it? You were with him last night. Her face crumpled, and for a moment I saw the Maya I loved, vulnerable, raw, the woman who cried during old movies and laughed at my terrible cooking. But then her eyes hardened, and she straightened, defiance replacing guilt. You don't get to accuse me like this, Lucas. You don't know what it's been like, feeling trapped, feeling like I'm losing myself. Trapped. The word hit like a slap. I gave you everything, my heart, my trust, and you're throwing it away for him. It's not that simple, she snapped, her voice rising. Ethan, he sees me. He listens. You're always so busy, so wrapped up in your own world. So this is my fault. I laughed, bitter and hollow. You cheat, and I'm the one who wasn't enough. Her silence was answer enough. The room spun, the walls closing in, and I felt the weight of every moment we'd shared, every late-night talk, every whispered promise, collapse into ash. I wanted to hate her, to hate Ethan, but all I felt was a hollow ache. I'd loved her too much, trusted her too blindly, and now I was paying the price. I'm sorry, she whispered, tears spilling down her cheeks. I didn't mean for this to happen. I turned away, unable to look at her. The shirt slipped from my hands, landing on the floor like a discarded vow. Get out, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. Take your break, Maya. Figure out what you want, but don't expect me to wait. She lingered, her sobs soft against the rain's relentless drum. Then the door clicked shut, and she was gone. I stood alone, the lipstick-stained shirt at my feet, and the truth hit me like a blade. Sometimes love isn't enough to keep someone from breaking you.